Didn't we expose something similar in a previous video? How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the Harvard morgue manager who is being accused of selling stolen body parts. That's right, actual human body parts. Let me explain. So at Harvard, there's a morgue. You may be asking, hey, ABL, why is there a morgue at a college like Harvard, an Ivy League? Well, when you're talking about Harvard, other colleges where they're doing, medical work, what you have are cadavers, bodies that get donated for science to these schools. And there's a morgue for the bodies to be. Now, the cadavers, these donated bodies, are for science purposes, not to be farmed out, sold, or distributed in any kind of way illegitimately. But that is allegedly what's been going on. Now, before we even get into the video, which I do have, and link will be in the box, IG, link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. Before we even get into it, this reminds me of the whole Planned Parenthood thing. Have we forgotten about that? Where they were caught on candid camera talking about selling body parts for X amount, for Y amount. And then there was all kind of people talking about, oh, that's not really a big thing. You know, they do it all the time. Really? So we just sell body parts and it's not really a real thing. And then the next point about the Planned Parenthood is, if we're talking about a clump of cells, it's not really a human. Okay, if you have a clump of cells that's not really human, then how are we selling body parts? How is that happening? How are we selling eyes and hearts and brains and skulls and fingers and toes and everything else if it's not really a human, it's a clump of cells? Huh? But anyway, before I go any further into it, let's go ahead and roll the clip. Again, if you want to see it without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Breaking news that we've been following all day, a huge story here. Human body parts taken by a manager at the Harvard Medical School morgue and then sold to customers online.
The man accused of running the scheme faced a judge late this afternoon. He had nothing to say as he walked out of the court.
But families who donated bodies to the school are left wondering if their loved ones have been impacted.
Investigators say Cedric Lodge ran the multi-state scheme over 4 years while he worked at Harvard Medical School's morgue.
We have team coverage tonight from the suspects to the victims. And we begin with WBZ's Beth Germano. She's live outside a federal court in Concord, New Hampshire, where that morgue manager and his wife just faced the judge. Beth?
Well, federal prosecutors say these were grisly transactions, all done in the name of profit. A nationwide network that extended from Massachusetts to New Hampshire to Pennsylvania and beyond, starting in 2018. These are people who allowed their remains to be used to educate medical professionals. The former head of the morgue, Cedric Lodge, made an initial appearance in federal court here in Concord, New Hampshire this afternoon and left without answering our questions. What do you have to say to the families who made those donations, Mr. Lodge? Cedric Lodge, the head of the Harvard Medical School morgue, leaving federal court in Concord, New Hampshire without commenting, where he faced charges.
Yeah, federal court, you're going to the penitentiary. You are not going to go home ever again. You're pretty much toast. When the feds come knocking for a thing like this, you're talking about selling body parts, human trafficking, nah, you're toast.
School morgue, leaving federal court in Concord, New Hampshire without commenting, where he faced charges of stealing dissected human body parts from donated cadavers. His wife Denise also allegedly part of the money plot, even accused of bringing the remains to his Goffstown, New Hampshire home and sending some through the U.S. Postal Service. Why would you do this and why would you give access to that morgue? Among the buyers identified in the indictment is Katrina McLean, the owner of Cat's Creepy Creations in Peabody. WBZ-TV had exclusive access to her business back in March when FBI agents also swarmed her Salem home.
Wait a minute. So let's go back a little bit. So is this one of the customers that was buying the stolen body parts? So some of these things right here could be actual human beings, or, let's continue.
In Peabody, WBZ-TV had exclusive access to her business back in March when FBI agents also swarmed her Salem home, conducting a number of searches for which she had no comment at the time.
Is there anything that you want to say about the FBI search here yesterday?
But it caught the attention of neighbors.
They set up 2 tents in the backyard. They spent 8 hours here.
Now, according to the indictment, Katrina McClain agreed to purchase 2 dissected faces for $600 from Cedric Lodge, and they agreed to meet at the Harvard Medical School morgue to conduct the transaction. She also allegedly shipped skin to Jeremy Pauley of Pennsylvania, a self-described human blood artist, to tan the skin to create leather in exchange for more human skin and ship it back to McClain, allegedly telling him, "Wanted to make sure it got to you, and I don't expect agents at my door." Another Pennsylvania man, Joshua Taylor, made electronic PayPal payments to the lodges, totaling more than $37,000. $1,000 transaction was labeled head number 7. Another $200 transaction labeled brains. Now, federal prosecutors say Cedric Lodge abused his access to the morgue to potential buyers. He has been ordered to provide a DNA sample and will make another appearance in a Pennsylvania courtroom at a later date to answer to these charges.
Wow. I mean, this world, it's an evil world we live in. That's all I could really say. It's an evil world we live in. This is crazy. You could just buy body parts. You could buy whatever you want online, I suppose. People buying human body parts. Faces, brains, skin, everything. The man was going to turn face skin into leather. I mean, look, this is gross. The guy that was the morgue manager, he needs to go to the penitentiary. His wife, too, she's involved. Send them up. Hey, get more big rocks, little rocks right away. But also, anyone who was involved with this, anyone who purchased this stuff needs to go to the penitentiary as well. Okay, if you purchase things from them thinking that it was real, you need to go as well. That's just the bottom line. Just like certain types of film, if you produce it, you need to go to the penitentiary. But if you consume it, if it's on your hard drive, you need to go to the penitentiary as well. So yeah, everybody involved here need to get locked up. But this is what goes on. I'm not really surprised. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess money's a motivator, but it's not even a big amount of money. $200, $600, is that worth risking your life and your freedom? I mean, I'm not saying that he should do it for any amount of money. Don't get misunderstood. But this is not even well thought out. You're doing USPS and PayPal. I mean, you're asking to get caught, and I'm glad that he did get caught, but it took 4 years. So where's the oversight? He could just run his business out of the morgue and nobody knows anything for years. Or maybe the federales were just waiting to catch up and make a big case and nab him and get everybody else that was involved with it. Maybe they can go a little bit higher because we've seen some things, some other people, some of the spirit cooking and whatnot. I don't want to go down that road right now, but y'all know where I'm going with that. We've seen some things from people that are higher up. I'm not quite sure we're going to get them, but hopefully we do. And stop all this nonsense from happening. But as I close, I want to say this. This is gross, really, really gross, but it just lets you know that there's a lot of crazy things happening right up under your nose. You saw that man's house out there, what was that, Connecticut or wherever he lives? It was a beautiful house. You would never think this man was selling human body parts out of that house. You would never think he would go to his home, to his workplace and steal body parts to sell online. You would never know. Looks kind of unassuming, regular normie. You never know what's happening with people. This is why I don't judge anybody. I'll judge a book by its cover. I mean, sometimes you can. I mean, you saw the one guy, okay, with, you know, this guy right here, you know, I might want to judge him, okay, just maybe. But you still can't even judge a guy like that. A guy could look just like that and not be involved in anything crazy. He could be the most regular normie ever. He could be, you know, Ned Flanders in his everyday life. Or he could be a ridiculous person that buys body parts online from some random person at a morgue. It's the evil world we live in, someone on up. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what's going on here with the morgue manager selling body parts? I mean, what in the world's going on? Whatever your thoughts are on this, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I can't say I'm surprised because I'm not really surprised too much at anything anymore. I've seen everything at this point. There's not much I haven't seen. There are some things I wish I could unsee, but I can't unsee. So it is what it is. I'm not surprised anymore. But like I said, everyone involved, including the morgue manager, his wife, and anyone who purchased things from them, need to go to the penitentiary, Gitmo immediately, making big rocks into little rocks. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.